A CarPro referral process for us is pretty simple and is spearheaded usually by me or my general sales manager. So when a lead comes in or a email comes in as a referral, then I'll typically reach out and say, hey, I got your CarPro certificate here at my store. Just want to personally make contact and introduce myself to you. And then from there, we set an appointment. If they want to do a lot of things over the phone, especially in the digital world, then they're more than welcome to do that. But ultimately, customers like to come and still touch, sense, and feel, and that's not a problem. But yeah, it's a very streamlined process. We give them the information that they want. We treat them like one of our personal referrals, and ultimately, we build a relationship where they keep coming back even after the initial purchase of the first car. So. Demographics standpoint, they're usually the older, your baby boomers and Gen X generation, typically trust Jerry through and through. It's not their first time typically doing the CarPro certificate program. So, for them, it's something that they're used to. They just want to be taken care of. They usually have all good credit. They have good money to put down, and they're not really looking for the lowest price. They're fairest price. As long as they feel good about the purchase and they're happy, they're typically the easiest customers to deal with from a personal standpoint. There's pretty good amount of difference between a third-party lead and a CarPro referral. So a third-party lead typically closes at about 18 to 21% on average. So a CarPro customer versus a auto trader, for example, they'll shop multiple dealers, they'll look at competitive pricing, and typically, their appointment show ratio along with their sold ratio is quite a bit less. With a CarPro referral, their show ratios are better. They're not really shopping multiple dealers. I think there's only 2 in town. That's a Honda franchise, and we're in opposite ends of the city, so they look for more of the convenience, simple process, and really, once again, that personal connection whenever it comes to buying process versus, a third-party lead is all about price and value, right? And it is also for a CarPro customer, but there's that one extra factor in there, which is personal relationship and feeling good about the dealership. If they ask me about CarPro, I tell them it's one of the higher ROI referral programs that we have. For us, that's a source that keeps growing because I can tell you just from the short time that I've been with CarPro, I've actually sold same family 5-6 cars just through referrals. It's usually the main person, and then after that it's their kids, it's their grandkids, and man, I got people calling me left and right just because of the CarPro program or the initial initiation through CarPro program. So I would say that ROI is there, so why not? It goes back to the basics, right? Before you buy anything, you have to sell yourself and sell the dealership. So when they feel good about the people that they do business with and the dealership that they're parting money with, then at that point, overall, their experience is good. And CarPro customers tend to follow up and let everybody else know about the experience as well. And Jerry actually does a really good job of following up too. I've heard instances and cases where Jerry follows up with the customers and say, hey, how'd your experience go? And I think that means a lot from a listener base and also from a clientele base standpoint. So I think it's great. What I like the best about the CarPro program from a business standpoint, the closing ratio and the ROI is definitely there, and some. But also at the same time, it's not every day that we get to go sell cars and do the things that kind of got us here in the positions that we are in the first place. So, it's kind of nice to have that personal connection, relationship that you can build on, and that's what it kind of allows you to do is kind of sharpen your axe at the same time. There's a result that's there, and ultimately, I don't mind working hard as long as the results are there, and CarPro definitely delivers that, from a clientele standpoint. So.